Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Games Industry Executive Summary. This is Casey, and with us we have the very sharp today.
Very sharp. Yeah.
Dave Fear.
My resolution is sharp, but my beard is a little fuzzy.
We have finally solved all our camera issues on all ends. And of course, joining us this week is the analyst himself, Manu Rosier. Welcome on board. Manu, we didn't have you last week, so tell us all about your Legos and your games that you're playing and all these things that, because we have this fan. Like, I'm not kidding, by the way. Like, he's like always listening. He's literally listening right now as we speak. And he's always like, commenting. And for whatever, by the way, he goes on these trips with his family, and he's like, the entire family's listening in. I don't know why.
Really?
But
awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Is it a friend or a stalker? Not stalker.
I'm trying to decide if this friend has become a stalker now.
Keep us posted.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah. So tell us about your Legos and your games and all these things.
I was in traveling for work in Paris last week, Tuesday and Wednesday, to meet some clients, some studios, some publishers. So that was quite good. I've played a bit of Battlefield 6. We can talk a bit later about that. I've played a lot of Fortnite with my kids. It's Fortnite right now. Super cool event. They really, it's a big one this time, I feel, or maybe I missed the one.
Is K-pop in there? Are they doing K-pop now?
Yeah, that was before. That was already there. You have Jason, you have Scooby-Doo. They have a big thing with Scooby-Doo this time, which kids seems to enjoy very much. It's quite interesting. And Power Wash Simulator, I'm just grinding. That's Call of Duty.
No. Is it?
That was the joke. Well, it looks like again,
I busted my balls here. Like,
yeah, you're washing those guys right away. Power wash those dudes.
I am actually playing right now. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is Jack Frags. I hope he's
okay. But it looks like the container map in
it does look a bit like
the one where you level up your
Wait a second. This is a Portal map, I assume, right? This is the container map. Yeah, somebody recreated it.
It's a Portal map. Maybe
exactly.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's the point of Portal, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I like this.
Yeah, every UGC is just going to start with making stuff from other games. And
you mean Call of Duty?
Yeah.
So every game is going to become a platform. You see, that's what I wrote few weeks ago.
Oh, I wonder if they have to, though.
I don't know, but that's all the multiplayer games they want to become like a third place.
Wait a second, Manu. Did you? So this year was supposed to be the extraction shooter apocalypse, but it's changing into something else.
Who said that?
I said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I never said that.
By the way, Manu, I have to let you know we need more boost from you. I don't know what happened. Your sound is not as high. So please help us boost yourself. And while you do that, I by the way, I didn't know this because I didn't it's still on the list. I haven't bought Battlefield, but it's really cool to see that they did actually some people already recreated maps from Call of Duty. That's really cool.
That's how you save money. You just build the tools so that players can actually do the job.
Yep. Why hire people when people will do it? A weirder job of it for free.
It's the same like the Reddit mods.
Yeah.
They just moderate for free.
Makes sense. So sorry, I think we interrupted you as well. You were talking about Roblox and K-pop.
I was just saying every game is trying to be a platform. There is a piece of news about Genshin Impact that couldn't be more Roblox if it tried. So yeah, this is just happening everywhere. Every publisher wants the player to stay and not play another game. So if it means offering the same gameplay as other games within your game, then it's still a win.
Is this the new what is the word for it? When a lot of people do the same thing, what is it called? Help me out, Dave.
Trend. A lot of people
trend. Yes.
Yeah.
And is it going to be the same thing where we have losers and winners?
I mean, UGC, that's an ongoing trend. We already have losers and winners, definitely.
Mm-hmm. But I think UGC has been there, but only in some games until now. But now you have I mean, Call of Duty will have to react. They will have to do their UGC. They will have to do Call of Duty Portal. Right?
Yeah.
Wait for it. That's gonna be maybe next year, the year after.
Yeah, and why not? You know, and especially if you let people play with the rules a little bit, make slightly Robloxy or Fortnite-y, you know, things. It's like, I mean, it's also important. Like UGC is a child of modding, right? It's a way for people to take the energy of modders and make more money off of it, basically.
Yeah, and create a framework where they don't cross the boundaries that the publisher wants to keep, whether it's copywriting, whether it's some other stuff. I think, yeah, you will have soon grow a tank in Battlefield, maybe.
Yeah,
Grow a tank. That would be
farming.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Okay, Dave, how about you? What's happening in your life?
How about me? I got some projects going on now, so some NDA gang. We're still on Hades 2. You know, I've got I think last time I talked about some of the things that are bothering me about that, but I did clear it. I'm almost like done all the stuff and gotten to, you know, the sicko ending for the person that has nothing else to do. I cleared it with 32 fear, which is not like the top difficulty, but like it's the highest like scripted challenge the game gives you. So I don't think I'm going to go much further than that, but it's a cool game. I still think the narrative's got some problems. And it's got this resource Magica, which I don't think works very well because you can usually negate it by just getting something that regenerates it. But yeah, it's a good game. And it's got the thing about Hades, and I think any good roguelite or roguelike, is that like the encounters are so well timed. They're like a minute, less if you do it quick, more if you have some trouble, but like they're so tight and it's so easy to just tell yourself you're going to do one more of those things.
Dave, we need you to play Absalom.
Absalom. Both of them or just one? Okay, let's see. Let's go to the Steam.
Absalom. Okay, ABSOLUEM. Is that another roguelike?
I'm really hoping this is like
beat them all roguelike. And I think, Dave, if you play it and if you give you a perspective, I think it's going to be very insightful.
All right, I'm doing it.
For many reasons. Wink, wink.
Wasn't there another game recently that became super popular, a Vampire Survivor like?
I mean, there was Deep Rock Survivors. Wow,
Yeah.
this is a cool looking game, definitely.
Absolutely, and it's like 85 Metacritic score. It's really good.
Really?
But it's so it's not like just roguelite. It's more of a beat them all with roguelite element. And apparently,
so it's a beat 'em up.
It is side scrolling, you know, which I feel like that's pretty uncommon for roguelikes. I feel like isometric is pretty dominant for.
Well, you have Dead Cells. You have Dead Cells.
You do have
Dead
Cells.
I would say this is a beat 'em up, right? This is not a.
Well, I mean, anything could be a roguelike is a game structure term. It's not a term for how the action works. You know,
it's like live service. Anything can be a live service.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is beautiful.
Yeah, love
the artwork.
Yeah,
and I think it's really good from a gameplay standpoint. It's deep. It's not just mashing buttons.
All right, it's downloaded.
Good. Wow. Okay. Well, there we go.
I
know like a salesman for games now.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he sold me on Fluffy Sailors, and I was like one of 5 people playing Fluffy Sailors, and I got super good.
I played it for a few hours. I think it was money well not really invested, but spent.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do I have anything else in my my Steam stuff? Oh, so I finished Elysus. I mentioned that. I think we need to talk about. I know you have probably because it was one of the top news from last week. The 15 million player of Skate. What's happening with that game? This is crazy. My kids can't stop playing it.
Interesting.
But I was totally wrong about that one because I felt like Skate wouldn't be popular for a younger audience, and I felt like the free-to-play element business model wouldn't be popular for the older audience. The reality, at least what I see at home, is that the younger audience is very excited about the game. They enjoy. It's like Steep, but with skateboards. So Steep is the the Ubisoft games about skiing. They also had Rider Republic, and I think there is a share of the audience that just like this free roaming type of game where it's not really that you have some achievement. You need to be good, but it's also the goofiness of it. And one of the things that's actually making skate very popular is the bugs, the
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the
I like
randomness of the movement, the things that don't make sense from a physics perspective, and all of that. My kids literally told me, "I hope they will not update the game
That's
because
interesting.
That's
yes,
fun.
which
Yeah,
this is the kind of magic that can happen in the industry. It's like it wasn't designed to be like this, but ultimately the popularity is coming from
yeah.
We're
flaw
looking at
in
it.
design.
It's pretty
Call
wacky.
it the goat simulator effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally unrealistic. Like you can basically jump from skyscrapers, and then something happen, and then your skate reappears under your feet when you land. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but
Is this intentional, by
it's
the
fun.
way? Or
I don't know. I don't know
okay.
how much they decided to go all in into. It doesn't make sense, but it's going to be fun.
They have climbing as well, like
Yeah.
Uncharted.
Yeah,
Look at
that looks
look
like a
how they
little
roll.
Uncharted going on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
Look
yeah,
how they
this
roll.
is also some of the goat simulator esque type situations as well, jumping off from
Yeah.
buildings and
Yeah, and it's working, and the city is quite fine. But why the hell are they not doing better at monetization? My kids, they are rip
like
for spending money, but there is nothing, or there is like one bundle, or I don't know. They don't come to me and
what about
say
like
we
there's not
want this to.
cosmetics? Like there's got
I
to be.
don't know. I've not gone into details, but it feels like where are the Fortnite skins?
is it free to play or a paid game? Skate.
Yeah, free to play, free to. That's
Oh,
why
it's
they
free
are
to play.
paid.
Okay.
Obviously, they
Oh,
would never have played if it was premium.
Yeah.
But it's free to play. Where are the skins? You know,
okay. I mean, hey,
and
don't give them ideas. I mean, they're delivering a good game. It seems like what I'm hearing from you.
yeah, and
We want to
yeah, yeah.
keep them doing it though.
Yeah.
The other thing I don't like, the one of the thing I don't like, I try to play with them on with my PC, but you need to play. You can only play with a controller, so I'm not playing. And I think in 2025, releasing a game on PC that you can only play with a controller is very
Yeah,
Fair enough.
and that's a tough one because it's hard. You always want to have options, but I don't think this game would feel good on mouse and keyboard. Like, especially a game like this,
yeah, probably. I mean, I
the
play
sticks are
Trackmania on the
so
keyboard.
important to like
Yeah,
how this game feels,
yeah,
and if that's always been so core to its identity, it would be, it would be tough.
yeah. Just let me try it and confirm.
I just
Yeah,
pinged
Not
you.
just force me not to play it. Yes. Look at that.
But by the way, I feel like there's another element here that we're seeing. It's not just the goat simulator esque situation. It's also it feels like sandboxy.
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's just
I
a
mean, it's
sandbox.
always been
It's
sandboxy. I mean,
gigantic
a skating
sandbox.
game has to be sandboxy. It doesn't really work otherwise.
Yeah.
It's all about
I've
getting
seen
out there and
I've seen
trying.
my sorry. I've seen my son jumping hundreds of times from the same building just to land properly.
That's awesome. It feels like when you have kids and they're really young and they want to experiment with stuff in the real world.
And just to be clear, it's not just my kids, it's kids
Yeah.
at school, okay? It's just
Yeah,
like
wow.
community.
I mean, I'm seeing this and I can't help but like it reminds me of a PS3 game called Pain. And the entire game is you just
Oh, yeah.
shooting a dude. Yeah, you're just shooting a dude like across buildings to like, kind of collect points depending on what you hit. And this is exactly it.
Yeah, they made a Roblox clone of that did okay, I think.
Okay, for Pain, you mean,
And
or
Pain, yeah,
that's cool. That's
yeah. It
cool.
was
And
one of those things where like I don't think a single person playing the Roblox clone had ever heard of or played Pain. So
That's 20 years ago at this point,
yeah,
which is pretty crazy to say. But yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I
you want to
like
try.
I would say if you hadn't alerted me to this and this video right now that we're watching,
Yeah.
I just wrote it off completely.
Yeah. Because people wanted Skate 4. And they got another Skate experience. And they are disappointed versus their expectations. But the game, if you take it independently, it's kind of a fun. It's a GTA with a skate, you know. It's just the skating part of GTA. You don't have that level of skating in GTA. Maybe
Yeah.
you will have in GTA 6, but that I think the point is really you had the skiing, you had the riding, you had the bikes, and now you have the skating part.
Yep. And
Why
like
not?
it feels good to play. Like no matter what happens, it's got skate controls. So as annoyed as people might get from the wrapper, like older folks like us, still got skate controls.
Yeah. Look at
And by
this.
the way, I'm just showing some footage for Pain. For those, yeah. And basically, like this dude you're seeing, you can just like shoot him across the map. You can barely move him when he's like on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you hit, the more things you hit, the
Yeah.
more
More
wackiness
points.
happens. There's explosions and stuff. And
Can
I'm,
you
I'm
show
missing
a
they
video of
charge $60 for this.
a video of burnout? One of the burnout where you had like the big crashes.
isn't
Where
that
you get
Paradise? Is that the
no
one?
no
See, that's
no.
all, I mean, that's the burnout thing is the big crashes, right?
I can
Yeah
look
yeah
it up.
yeah yeah.
Yeah.
There was this burnout. The idea that you have to get high scores of crashes. You know, you have specific challenges.
Yeah.
People like that. That's just fun. You know.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can bring you. I'm not sure if this is exciting or not. We'll see. I have no idea what this video is, so you'll have to bear with me. Didn't they actually did release a
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
you could still control your car somehow.
Yeah.
And you see the amount of damage on the right side
Yeah.
and the number of cars you are hitting. I mean, why don't we have that anymore?
You mean why don't we have fun anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one has fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just grow their gardens, man.
So look at that. Everything is exploding. It's amazing.
Yeah. We used to play this all the time in college.
Yeah.
Great game for like sitting around.
Why don't I mean? There's been a lot of debate about which burnout to bring back, and they decided to bring back Burnout Paradise, which is also a good game as a racing game, but this is something else, you know.
I have
Look
a
at
feeling like okay, so the car is completely burnt up, but it's still moving
But
around.
it's not over.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No,
And you
yeah.
got your crash breaker. You got all that stuff.
This is the exact same thing as in Pain. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
awesome.
what I have
It
felt.
just
Look,
like
yeah, you
said,
can hit more buses.
yeah,
Yeah.
unrealistic, but hey, who gives a shit? Like it's fun.
I mean,
And
if I was deciding what to bring back, I would not be thinking about the racing game, right? There's racing
No.
games. People play racing games. I'd be thinking about what game has the best crashes because that's like what distinguishes this.
I think what I'm hearing here as well, gentlemen, is intrinsic motivations. Like you are putting goals for yourself that you want to accomplish that the game doesn't really tell you to do. And maybe this is some of the beauty that we're seeing here on the screen.
For yourself, but it can be also benchmarking against your friend, you know.
Yeah.
What if we had that with two people playing together?
Yeah.
I mean,
I do want to show you. So here's
Anyone
my theory,
hearing?
by the way. I want to show you this thing. I'm sure you might have already seen it at this point. Like, and I'm sure you're gonna immediately understand who it is from the art style that we're gonna see on screen. But while this is playing, I'll explain. And there's some sound, so you have to watch it on your own later. But I think that maybe it's one of those things where these developers were young once upon a time when creativity was flowing and they were just like having fun and goofing off, and then they grow older and quote unquote become more mature, and now they look into other places to kind of like as motivations for them to actually make games. And maybe that's what happens is their games become less and less, well, quote unquote fun in the form of like the wackiness that they had with them when they were young. It just disappears over time, and the motivations are different in their lifetime. Could that maybe play a role here? Do you think in these older generations?
Older people too. There's some
Very nice, visually at least.
Remarkable.
Bit empty.
Do you know what this is, by the way?
Reason.
No.
Silent Hill.
That's what I was going to guess, but
it's close. It's close. So this is a Kojima game. I think it's called OD or OC. OD not.
It's not a game; it's a demo.
Yeah, okay.
It's a. I don't think
Well,
this is
there's
a
the
game
baby.
though.
There's the Kojima baby.
Yes.
Was cancelled.
But when I'm looking at it, I don't think it's a video game. Or sorry, like what we're seeing on screen, I don't feel like is a video game.
I like the idea that his signature is now weird babies.
Yes. But anyways, I'll let you guys watch it later because there's a lot of intensity, I would say.
Yeah, it seems like he's a PT. He's like trying to reach
PT,
capture that magic.
Yeah.
But
sorry, reading it from some people or listening to some people. Have you seen the Guillermo del Toro series on Netflix? He has a series of like multiple scary
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yes, from different creators under one banner, so to say. And my understanding is that this is the same thing here, where he's bringing together multiple creators from different backgrounds to do experiences or games under one banner, which I would say is also a unique thing in many ways.
No, I like that conceptually, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love,
especially because he's the one who's got the star power to make it.
Yeah, bringing them together. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. I think you should.
You're not going well for that lady.
Yeah, probably something is gonna happen.
Got those circles around her face. You don't want that.
Yes. Okay, gentlemen, we goofed off for a while. How about we talk about some serious business?
Sure.
I was very serious. I probably gave 2 or 3 ideas for successful games.
Okay, so you guys, I know Manu, you have a lot you want to talk about related to Battlefield specifically.
Not a lot.
How much have you played? Let me ask you this instead.
3 to 4 hours maximum. So okay. I cannot judge that much on the quality of the game at this point.
Maybe then we'll save that conversation. Have you had a chance, Dave, to play it?
I have not actually. I've been meaning to. I've watched a little bit, but I haven't played.
Okay.
I can judge on the perception and the reception of the game, and the launch itself, because as I wrote a few weeks ago, everything needs to be aligned for Battlefield to beat Call of Duty this year. And the launch was almost flawless. The only thing that went bad is the release on the EA app, ironically. And I post some news from Vince Zampella,
so
the
I saw that
the Battlefield boss, shooter boss at EA. Basically telling players to cancel, to refund their game on EA app and to buy the game on Steam.
Yeah, that's not really a loss. That's the EA app is weird anyways.
Yeah. And the game started at 747,000, which is a record for Battlefield. I think a record for EA. It's Steam only in this case.
So that's probably triple.
Might not be a cross-platform record. I think it also exploded anything that Call of Duty ever did on Steam in the last few years. We have our numbers, and it's really looking really good. At least from launch, it's one of the highest day one engagement across platform since 2020. And there you have the Call of Duties, you have the EAFC and things like that. So you have the Monster Hunter and things like that.
Manu, is the strategy release a good Battlefield game every 3-4 years once Call of Duty has a downturn?
Yeah. I mean, its downturns are getting deeper, especially
absolutely.
Call of Duty's always been in this weird position where it's like just caught between annual release and live service, just sort of because it sort of simulated live service by doing the annual releases a long time ago, and it creates openings, and so eventually one of them is going to be taken advantage of.
I mean, the strategy initially is just to release a game that's not broken at launch, which is something they hadn't done for since 2016.
Since 1, Battlefield
2016, yes, or 2017, one of the two, almost 10 years. So I think that's good. Check, I would say. Will the game have the stickiness? That's what the live service will tell. Also, because people have been waiting for so long for that game. A lot of people, they join day one, which means usually the following weeks not that much is happening unless you start having really interesting in-game events or the first prize promotions. So we don't know yet if they will promote the game at Black Friday, because it's released early enough in the quarter that they could do a small discount at that moment to get some more players. The quality of this year's Call of Duty will also have an impact on the popularity of Battlefield. I think this is a direct benchmark, and maybe some more Call of Duty players, when they actually see the quality of the next Call of Duty, they will decide that they will try Battlefield this time. That's also possible. But the game is good. I mean, I wrote it's the Top Gun Maverick of the industry. It means that it's a very well proven formula, executed perfectly. It's not the Matrix. It's not these kind of games that are defining a new genre. It's just more of the same, but it's done perfectly, and it just resonates to the younger audience and to the older audience. So I don't remember, but I think Top Gun Maverick is probably one of the most successful movie from Tom Cruise at the box office. And yeah, it's just it's good to see that. It's also reassuring about the industry that ultimately, even if you have a full premium game, if your game is good, you will have the people coming and jumping and paying the price to play that game. So that's a good start. It's good for the industry in general. It's going to boost probably the yearly numbers of the whole market. But there are so many things that still needs to happen to make it a win.
But I'm really happy that, generally speaking, it seems like there's a positive reception. They're doing all the right things, and I think you said something, and I do want to add to it, which is I don't feel like they need to invent something new.
I mean, people haven't played a functioning Battlefield in so long, but
yeah.
Okay, but I mean,
they've got to do that.
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough, Dave. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to get to is like look at Counter Strike. It's been around for 20 years. It's the exact same game. Yes, there are small tid pieces here and there that they've added over the years, but generally speaking, it's the same game. It delivers on the experience that people have as expectation.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about the because I know they doubled down on the messaging when it comes to the lack of clownness in the new Battlefield? And they're and we know this, right? As in, Battlefield is not a military simulator. It's not an arcade shooter. It's somewhere in between. There's still, I feel like, at least historically speaking, like this respect in terms of military gear and all that stuff. And obviously, with the last ones, they didn't hit the mark. But with the new one, it seems like even from customization. Can you tell us anything about that in relation to does it feel good?
Yeah, I've not been able to unlock so many things. I've not even looked at the shop, the in-game shop. I don't even know if it's there already. I think it's also part of a reaction of the Call of Duty audience that really got fed up of the Nicki Minaj skins and things that really don't make sense anymore. If you position yourself as a semi-realistic military shooter, then you cannot start doing crazy stuff when it comes to skins. Also, it doesn't make sense to have a pink flashy skin in a game like that because you can instantly be seen. So there's also this, while it's cosmetic and it's free, this part can have an impact on the gameplay. But that also means that you are limited in how you can monetize your game post-launch. If you can't get all these vanity elements, then you have to provide more content. But then if you start to put things like guns or weapons behind a paywall, then you also I don't know, the maps, then you divide your audience because you cannot play the maps if you don't have bought them. That's what they used to do in the past. That's what they stopped doing. So it's very challenging ultimately to make much money after launch if you want to stay realistic. That's
I
the
want
challenge.
to believe that it is a possibility. I just feel like it needs somebody to take that initiative in doing it and actually doing it. And what I mean by that is like, okay, there are so many military gear out there. Why don't you just go? Because what I feel like is you should double down on the core and
Yeah,
make these things cool. So as an example, I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of movies. You have this SWAT team. There's a huge difference between a normal cop and what they dress
yeah,
like and a SWAT person, right?
yeah.
And
I
that
Yeah,
same
agree.
thing here in
it's still,
military.
there's only still only so much of it, and you could if you got to keep something going for 3-4 years, you're gonna struggle if you're just working
Yeah,
with realism.
I mean that's the Rainbow Six Siege way.
Got it.
That's what they do. They release this operator, but you only have so many countries in the world, and you cannot be like Fortnite and release 10 new skins every week because you're culturally relevant and there's always a new R&B artist or a movie or icons that you've not done yet. You cannot release a skin about Tron Ares in probably not. So
And also, I
I
think
don't
with
know. I don't have an answer to that. It's
Okay,
not that
yeah,
I
that's fair.
want to. It's
Yeah,
that even if I want to, if there is no answer, there is no answer, and
absolutely,
it's just about
absolutely.
you just keep your game at that price, or you make it maybe the battle pass and the seasonal content very compelling. That might be one thing. Or you sell a subscription. VIP servers, priority lanes, things like that. Just like you're the first to try the new maps.
private servers
Like that.
customization of private servers has always been core to
The,
Battlefield.
the, the
Oh yeah.
Battlefield community is gonna cry, but they're gonna pay because a big share of that audience, they just want to feel like they are more important than others.
I mean, I've told you about this before, right? Where my memories playing Battlefield. Yes, I mean the destruction and big battles and all that stuff. But my more fonder memories is this. It's a huge map. We have each person has a tank across the map, and we just shoot each
Yeah,
other and just it's almost like what
yeah,
we described with Skate. It's a
yeah.
sandbox, right? We just we're fucking around,
Mhm,
having fun. It's our own
mhm.
little bubble, and nobody's disturbing us. That type of thing.
I mean, there are so many possibilities and opportunities. The good thing is that at least they start from a good
Absolutely,
version.
absolutely. And looking at the screen, by the way, you saw my post about destruction. It seems like it's pretty good in this one. I haven't played it yet. I will. Here's the thing. Let's look at this one. So you have this tank going through the entire
Yeah,
house. I assume
yeah,
this is but it seems like there are some things that they kind of don't fully destroy, and then there are things that they actually let you fully destroy. In this case, this smaller house, like a villa or a
Yeah.
small home, that one you can fully destroy. And
can you destroy a skyscraper with a tank by going through it? No.
okay,
Okay,
got it,
in
got
real
it.
life.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
because
In
then you
real
can
life.
just destroy the whole map
Yeah.
in 3 minutes.
yep, yep.
Can you
Um,
destroy an old house made of stone walls with a tank? Yes, probably. I think it's somehow realistic in the sense that there are things you just cannot do with a
You're
vehicle.
talking with a lot of authority about what happens when you drive through tanks through things. What are there something we don't know about you?
No.
um, okay, Joe. I mean, I'm actually hyped now. About
I mean,
Yeah, you
getting
should
it
try
and,
it.
and playing it.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
It looks so cool.
yeah. It looks really
And
cool.
I would love for something to dethrone Call of Duty and just give the space to be a little more active again.
Yeah.
Yep. Um,
As I said, it might force Call of Duty to do Call of Duty Portal or something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
Why not?
Call of Duty has been always having a direct hold on what people play. Like they have a stronger hold on the experience. They
Hmm.
don't allow you to deviate, and they control the experiences.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but I think Portal could potentially propel Battlefield into a different stratosphere long
Yeah.
Hmm.
term.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they tried that before, but they did it within a non-functional game, so they couldn't really get people in to start doing it. So
Hmm.
very curious to see what it works with an actual community operating.
By the way, guys, looking at this video that we're looking at right now, so this video that we're looking at, for those who are listening, they're demonstrating a lot of the destruction, different weapons, different structures, really cool stuff, by the way. And for those who just go and to YouTube and search for Battlefield 6 destruction, and you can see some demos. But what I want to get to is I'm getting some Half-Life 2 vibes, which is if you remember. when a new game comes out and introduces something new, and you get like a special feeling of, oh shit, I haven't seen this before. It's really cool. I feel like this is what I'm seeing as well on the screen, which is pretty cool, in my opinion.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, imagine some creators would do a single player campaign with all of these assets. But we don't talk about the single player campaign of this Battlefield, which is below average. It's more of a placeholder than anything else. But imagine.
Was that
leveraging destruction in like non-traditional game modes is going to be super interesting, I think.
Was that a good investment, or was that a waste of time? What are your thoughts about that single player campaign? Was there a point to it?
Marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have one, because you have in the past. I don't think Battlefield could have gotten away without it necessarily.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen, by the way, in this video, it seems like there are some structures that do not explode. This is like
you just fired a rocket at that red building and not much happened.
This is in the Manhattan Bridge construction site or buildings.
Destruction site.
Yeah, destruction site. Thank you, Manu. Remember, it reminds me of Destruction Derby. I'm not sure if you remember that game.
Oh, we have Wreckfest. So for that one, we have a modern version of it.
I'd like to see Portal do some like teardown style things, or like let's see like maybe it's an assassination game and there's a target and you got to destroy everything on the way over. I think there's a lot of stuff you could do.
That's cool. Gentlemen, there was this big highlight about Pokemon budget leaks.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Pokemon.
I'm not sure if we want. I mean, we've already spoken about this topic.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to dive into that one, or do you want me to go over to something else that you feel is more fun to talk about? But here's the thing: Ghost of Yote is out. It says here the biggest first-party launch in Europe, but I didn't hear a peep. Maybe I'm living.
I know.
I mean, we don't hear peeps anymore. That's not really how it works. You know, the media is fragmented. Used to be, I would hear my peeps on Twitter, and it's very hard to keep track of stuff in that kind of keeping an eye on the pulse way.
I mean, it was released 6 days before or 7 days before before Battlefield. You know, it's also.
It looks great.
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely want to play this.
It's pretty good.
Have you? But none of you have played it, have you?
An indication of how I think of really how things have evolved for me, and to a certain degree the industry is. I had to take my PS5 is American, so I need like a power adapter to plug it in here. And I've lived here for 3 years, and I have not bought one.
What?
I can order that for you on Amazon. You're gonna get it.
Yeah, no. Again, this is not like a complicated thing. This is the first game that might make me do it. But it's like, I don't know. I got a lot of games I got to play, both professionally and otherwise, on the PC. It's like I just look over my power strip here. I'm like, yeah, I should.
Yeah.
Here's what I think: is that the first one was already so good that it's more of a continuation of the first one, so you don't have the double wow effect anymore, and it also becomes normal because the first one set the standards. Maybe it's like Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 was successful, but everybody was expecting the quality to be there.
Yeah.
So it's just that the game is good, but it's judged compared to the first one, and that much better than the first one probably. Which is a bit unfair because it's much better than almost everything else from an open world gameplay standpoint, you know. But it's just nice. If you didn't like the first one, if you're not interested into Japan setting, then you're not gonna play it.
I mean, you know, I love the first one, but it was one of those situations where, like, bigger is not better. Like, just let me. Can I just have fun for maybe 10, 15 hours and move on with my life? There's nothing wrong with that, and I'll happily pay you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Okay.
That's us.
Yes. 3
surprising.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Surprising. It's only PlayStation. Also, it's not on PC right now, so you also miss all the people on PC. Yeah, but
that's just what they do. They have a gap between their PS5 release and their PC release. I mean, Tsushima definitely cleaned up when it came to PC.
Yeah.
That was a big launch.
But that's such a weird thing. I thought they already moved past that now at this stage.
I mean, they moved past having exclusives where they would never come to PC.
Yeah.
I think it does. I think it's a smart move, right? Because obviously, in the basic way, it gives you a reason to own a PS5, which is becoming more difficult. But then also, it gives you 2 launches, right? So it gives you a chance to rebuild hype. And I think that Tsushima probably sold a lot more on PC than it would have had it released concurrently with PS5.
Gentlemen, I do want to talk about this game as well, just quickly. It's called Mega Bonk, and the reason why,
I forgot this. Yeah.
Actually, I think it might have broken through on the top 10, at least on the top 20 on Steam. It's sitting at number 17 right now with like roughly 50,000 people playing. It is a Survivor like, or what is it called again? The Vampire Survivor like type game, but in 3D. Some of my network are hating on it, like, oh, they're tired of these, like, games becoming successful. I don't know how to look at it, really, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about this.
I mean, I haven't played it, but Survivor games are just some real good lizard brain stuff. Make lights, make bigger lights, repeat. And he's got a little skateboard, and so that's how you know it's quality.
Yes,
I suspect there is a Roblox version of that one, probably, because it doesn't look like it cannot be reproduced in Roblox.
Yeah.
I will say that, like, avoiding. I haven't played Deep Rock Survivors. I gotta do that. I bought it, but I haven't done it yet. Avoiding the attacks of that big scorpion thing did look kind of more complicated and more involved than sort of the equivalent thing in Vampire Survivors. So it's just a little more meat.
Yeah, a bit more of actual gameplay, and not just like auto walk, auto shoot, auto everything. Yeah.
Do you guys remember the game Ghouls and Goblins?
Yeah.
Where you have this knight who's like, it's a side scroller. You have this knight, and the only thing you can do is like throw lancets or throw like
Yeah.
It feels like this, what we're looking at on screen, the Survivor like type games, is kind of the evolution of what that was 30, 40 years ago, in the modern sense.
Yeah.
Which is interesting in its own way. But I think for me here, what I'm seeing as well is I feel like I'm seeing it's disheartening to say, but like the cultural and the age shift. Who are the people who are making games today that are successful, and who are they making it for? And parts of me is like, it's depressing on some sense, because it's a huge difference that we're seeing between what we're looking at on screen right now, right? Probably produced by somebody who's like in their 20s, versus what we saw a couple minutes ago with the Kojima thing.
Yeah.
And it's such a stark difference in terms of what the goal is, what the purpose is, what the motivations are. Anything you'd like to comment on that?
It's about fun. It looks fun. All that matters.
So have old developers forgot what fun is, or the word fun?
No, but sometimes I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, I think that like right now we are definitely spending more time with like rapid fire dopamine wackiness, which is cool.
Yeah.
And there are like, a Kojima game, like what that looked like it was going to be, is slower, takes a little more time, has a more complex payoff, and a payoff that is fundamentally like emotional as well as just satisfying. Which is like, I mean, we want all kinds, right? That's the whole fun thing, is we get to have different kinds of games. And I think that the concern is not that these games exist, because we like fun shit. The concern is that the other games cost a lot of money to make, and no longer, and it's harder for them to exist.
They're economically not as viable anymore.
Yeah, and I think it's always a shame when large swaths of potential games are no longer viable, or less viable. Obviously, some people can still make them. GTA 6 will look a lot like that, actually. At the end of the day, like that's a narrative game made by older dudes at the end of the day.
I think what I'm seeing as well, Dave, like it's the if you're investing something, the ROI of that investment And I mean, we've spoken so many times about if it's clear obscure, and also the news that we have as a highlight in today's newsletter, which is the Pokemon team, how big their budget is, which is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's roughly $15 million, which is peanuts compared to the
Yeah,
Call of Duties in these games. And I think the
man.
point here is, I mean, that video we saw, the Kojima video, I don't know how many $1 million that cost, like from the production to the actors, all that stuff, right? And you saw that, and it took like 5 minutes, and then okay, cool, I'm done here. I saw that, and I mean, it's cool, it's not bad, but you move on, right? What I'm trying to get to is, I think there needs to be that realization of, okay, the ROI on what I'm creating, there is a sweet spot, and where you can have high production value. There's nothing wrong with that, but there needs to be a realism in terms of how much investment you're putting into that thing versus the output and the impact on the player or on the consumer, and at the same time, the size of that audience.
I get you. There are two things that I want to say. First is the audience, the younger audience. Before we used to say that there is the PC and console audience and there is the mobile game audience. But these are the same people right now. They are multi-platform players, which means that some of the gameplay loops that were popular on mobile are also coming on HD platform. Shorter sessions, instant um, resume of your game. This is just the gameplay loop that the modern audience is expecting. They are not ready to sit for 2 hours and play a game. They don't have that time. They don't have that attention.
Yeah, and like when you
So,
talk about, we talk about the time restrictions of older gamers, but like this is the time restriction of like anyone over the age of 18, basically. Like people work a lot these days. It's tough if you have a job, even if, especially if you're young, you got long
mm,
hours. It is
mm,
draining, and you have no hope. And it's harder to uh, it's harder to make the emotional and mental space to commit to a more involved experience when
mm,
that's what things are like.
I agree. There are so many a few times during my work day where I have 15 to 20 minutes to relax potentially. I'm not gonna start like a story-driven game where I forget what happened next time I play. I'm just gonna go a short session, and and uh, and this is the reality. And I think the other thing I want to mention is that the bigger the ego of the developer, the bigger the budget is also. So I think being humble and also understanding that you don't need a lot of money to make great games and to be successful is also very important. But usually the budget would inflate with the ambition of the people in charge of them. And then there is another game in the top.
On Steam,
Yeah, which
I
released
assume
today.
released
It's
today.
called, I
Uh,
don't know, this week. Limbus. I know it's not this week, but it's just at a very high.
it's not Limbus Company.
Yeah, Limbus
Uh,
Company. Yes, it's not new. It's
Vita,
not
is this
new.
a Vita ad that we're looking at here?
This is a
Nothing
Vita ad.
happened.
So, yeah. So the reason I put the Vita ad is because I was trying to get to the point where, like, you remember there was a point in time where like people like they wanted you to play for the 15 minutes break during lunch or whatever between work shifts.
Yeah,
So this is not new. They want you even here. I mean, we can see Uncharted on the screen, right? And
yeah, but I think the game design hadn't caught up to it.
yeah,
Basically,
I would say
I
that.
guess there was the Vita launch was Super Stardust Delta, which was a good
Mhm.
game for that setting. And there was a couple other things that did okay with some indies that work like that, but it put its eggs in the basket of things like Killzone and Uncharted. And I really liked the Uncharted on Vita. Actually, I thought it was a good like one-off pulp adventure. But like that's not a good game to play in 15-minute breaks. You need to be able to sink into it.
But I think the strength of a game like Uncharted is that it's compact in the sense that when you start playing, you want to keep playing because there's always something happening very quickly. There is no lead time. Unless an open world, where an open world you can end up in situation where there is nothing to do, or you need to spend another 5 minutes with a horse to go to the next activity. I think Uncharted, what I like is like you start it, you can almost finish it in one run. and that it keeps you hooked because there is constantly something happening. The worst you can get is like a break in the gameplay or in the rhythm of the game, because that's a good opportunity for the player to stop playing.
Wait, is this Limba's company that we're looking at right
Yes.
now?
I don't know. You control.
I don't know. I mean, I search for it. It seems like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a lot of the
it.
not safe for work type of
Yeah,
stuff here,
that's
but
it. I've not played it, but I think we maybe talked about it previously, and it's
yeah,
still now in the top 20.
yeah.
And when you look at the trajectory of the engagement since May 2024, it has doubled on a like straight line. There's no peaks of. The peak was actually in September, end of September.
Here we go. Some gameplay. Turn-based combat-ish type situation. Why did you want to highlight this game, by the way, Manu?
Because it's in the top. It's in the top 20.
Got it.
I was browsing the top 20, and that's the only one that I saw that felt fresh. Because everything else is less like.
Is it free to play or is it a paid game?
I don't know. Probably a cheap one.
Speaking of free to play, I want to ask you guys about this specifically because somebody in my network highlighted it. Is free to play a viable option for indies?
Sure. I mean, I think in a fundamental level, nothing is viable for indies. So why not free to play? Like it works sometimes.
But what could they do? Because if you want to do free to play, I mean, you need a huge organization. Maybe I'm wrong on this in the modern sense of things. What I mean by that is like you need the back end, you need the inventory systems, you need the store mechanics, whatever it is you need, but you need these things to be able to have income, right? And also operate a smooth service. But I'd love to hear from you if you have any thoughts about that.
I think the issue here is the word indies. Like you can get like an indie might have 2-3 million budget and be able to kind of make some of that stuff work. And also like free to play can be a lot of super different things, like you can launch a game that is relatively contained and it contains like 10 things you can buy. But like it doesn't require a huge amount of support. That stuff is already in there. And that can be free to play. And then if it takes off, you can make more stuff later. But like it doesn't have to be aggressive live service to be free to play.
It's fair to say. And by the way, speaking of, I was looking at Limba's company. It is a free to play game. So it seems like the type of games that can become free to play are also changing.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Genshin earlier. That's, I think that if we talked about this 10 years ago, the idea that like a super involved party-based extensive RPG could be free to play would be kind of ridiculous, but here we are.
Yeah, it's almost like Final Fantasy 14-ish without the gating of having to pay for it back in the day. I assume it's free to play completely today, or is it? Is it?
It's still sub, I think. I think Final Fantasy 14 is sub-based.
Okay. Gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I think we've reached kind of the conclusion of today's show. Really good stuff. It was really fun to talk to you about like the Sandbox stuff and like Skate. I was like it wasn't on my radar. Now it is, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
EA's back, baby.
Yeah, man.
EA's back.
Yeah, seriously, that's the upshot.
Okay, there you go. This is the title. So, Mr. Producer, please, EA's back. That's the conclusion of this episode. Gentlemen, I completely missed to talk about subscribe, hit bells and whistles, please. If you're still with us, please do that. Also, go to Gies Weekly, GIES weekly.substack.com. Subscribe. Send us monies. I mean, there are people sending us money. There's 5 people right now who are sending us monies, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why they are, but we really appreciate that. And we hope that people are enjoying and learning with us.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much. And I will see you on the next episode.
See you later.